Do you remember the time when self-improvement YouTubers were at their peak? I used to watch a lot of self-improvement videos, which offered helpful and informative tips from these influencers and their communities. Personally, I found these tips to be quite beneficial, providing useful insights into physical health, mental well-being, and the importance of maintaining a structured schedule. They attracted many young people eager to improve their lives and become better versions of themselves. And the positive, encouraging comments under these videos from individuals striving for self-improvement always brought a smile to my face. And these self-improvement communities also had a special kind of brotherhood in them. However, there was a problem. As I mentioned, these communities, these people were united under the influence of certain figures who gained immense respect. People began to emulate their advice, adopting their eating habits, sleeping patterns, and even mannerisms. And these influencers achieved a significant status, becoming role models for thousands. This is inherently not a problem. If an individual is successful, intelligent, and if they offer guidance to young people or less experienced people, that shouldn't be a problem, right? The issue actually comes up with one word: obsession. While it's valuable to learn from accomplished figures, if you're an artist, learning from Leonardo da Vinci, Pablo Picasso, or Salvador Dali, but obsessing over them, it crosses a line. Following someone to the extent that you fail to question their statements, even when they contradict themselves. And plus, this lack of critical thinking can result in individuals living a lie, and it also increases the likelihood of manipulation by these influencers. Moreover, such obsession can negatively affect the influencers themselves. Think about it, imagine being an influencer, watched by millions. People adore you and follow your advice daily, while videos are made about you, and thousands of comments praise you. With increasing subscriber counts and defenders against critics, if the majority of your followers do not challenge your views or suggest improvements, you may start to believe you are more than just a person, a better man or a superior being, Instead of having this community aimed at uplifting individuals, toxicity begins to seep in, haunting both the influencer and their followers. There are two significant indicators that can lead a self-improvement channel or community to its downfall. The first indicator is cruelty. The fundamental idea of these self-improvement channels or communities is to help others, not to shame or degrade them. Initially, the YouTuber presents themselves or their brand as the person to aspire to be. Then they depict another individual or a concept as negative, someone you should never emulate. Ultimately, if you disagree with the ideas of this YouTuber and their community, you become the bad example. Sadly, opposing opinions are unwelcome. Negative generalizations about groups who oppose the YouTuber's views emerge, allowing members to feel superior by degrading others. In the end, the focus shifts from helping others to satisfying one's ego. The second indicator is arrogance. Arrogance from both the community and the influencer undermines the primary goal of self-improvement. While having opinions, especially controversial or unconventional ones, is perfectly fine, it is crucial to remain tolerant of different viewpoints. My favorite self-improvement channels express their opinions positively, reflecting a desire to help. However, negativity sells. Some influencers adopt an arrogant persona. They promote the notion that they are superior and the only path to achieving a fulfilling life is through their guidance. And for some, this arrogance appears as confidence. Plus, the backlash from an audience that disapproves of this behavior of the influencer often leads to increased engagement as they comment and hate watch, ironically boosting the influencer's popularity and relevance. You see, it's actually a win-win for their business model. Look, I don't want to conclude this video without highlighting some positivity. I think it's vital to showcase good examples for improvement. This brings me to Noel Dazel. He exemplifies that one doesn't have to belittle others to reach an audience. Not only does he provide tips on gym routines, workouts, and cooking, he also creates wholesome personal videos that resonate emotionally. His content is high quality, and when TikTok first emerged, I had my concerns and I still do. However, people like Noel demonstrated that it is possible to create impactful content, and I think figures like him are essential in this landscape. Look, I believe self-improvement is a beautiful pursuit. The journey of becoming the best version of yourself it's a really beautiful goal. However, it's also important to manage your ego and refrain from degrading others along the way. After all, the true goal is not to inflate your own ego, but to genuinely better yourself and those around you.